Welcome back in. You know, we all have ups and downs in life, but sometimes those down moments can be quite scary.
Especially if it's a near-death experience. For example, the Trump assassination attempt, Lulu Gribben's shark attack. Those are just two instances that are in the news right now. But this topic this morning, does it change people? How do you move past it if you live through something like that? UAB
psychologist Dr. Klaopw, Tony Kurre from the Kurre and Klaopw Show join us with their takes on this. Good to have you all with us this morning.
Good to have you as well. I had one of those near-death experiences, 1991. I was at a South Trust Bank down here in West Valley Avenue. Walked in with a pair of checks and had a revolver put to my forehead. Wow. So I walked in, thought it was a drill. It was not. I was the only person in the bank and was told after they started shooting inside the bank, they were trying to get the doors open. Once they took off, I was told that the guy that walked in before them was threatened, get out of here or we'll kill you. And then the next guy walks in here, he is dead meat, and that was me. Then I walked in, but I didn't know that before it actually happened. And I was talking to Dr. Josh prior to us coming on that at first, you know, it happens to these people that take over the situation. Okay, because you're just frozen. You don't want to move. Yeah. But it did take about 2 or 3 weeks. And he said that's about right, where I actually started feeling, okay, I was really fortunate and very blessed here.
I think that's the most interesting thing psychologically is our brains are wired in situations like that to just shut everything down. And it gives our bodies a chance to heal if there's a physical injury. But then 2, 3, 4 weeks later is when people start really realizing, you know, they understand it kind of at an intellectual level in the beginning, but then realizing, oh my goodness, that could have been the end of me. And so I know people are talking about President Trump and or former President Trump and what happened to him. Right. People are talking about Lulu Gribben and just her optimism. But I always say that it takes a while, sometimes even a lifetime to process something.
Plane crash survivors, another one. You know, people that certainly if they're the only survivor.
And survivors usually they wrestle with that, don't they?
They absolutely do. And
especially if someone else died.
Yes. Yeah, we call it survivor guilt.
Survivor guilt.
Absolutely. And you know, the big question always is, does this change you? You know, and on the surface, of course it changes you. You almost died and you didn't. But not everybody is forever changed, you know, in the way their outlook on life. But some people are. We see people who they change jobs, they change relationships, they change their belief system. But we see other people who, for some reason, they get over it and they just kind of keep going down the same path.
Are there those who can't get over it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And this is where we see things like post-traumatic stress disorder. We see depression. We also see people who, to your point, who don't have a psychiatric diagnosis, but they just can't move forward in their life because they're stuck at this place where it could have been me, or why wasn't it me?
Did we see a lot of people go through it during COVID?
Yes.
I mean, Joe Biden's got it again, but I mean, during that time, a lot of people thought they were going to die.
Yeah, that's true.
So how did you move past it? What helped you, you know?
Nothing like mind changer, mind numbing. Nothing really happened at that point. I think I just appreciated things a lot more. I think it was actually sharing it with people. I don't remember if I went to a therapist or not, but I think by discussing what actually happened, it made me realize just how fortunate, how blessed I was. Yeah. You know, back in your 20s, though, you think you're invincible.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like and back in those days, it seemed like something like that was happening to me all the time.
So as we wrap up quickly, somebody watching right now is trying to move past something that has affected their life. What's your advice?
2 things. One, you're going to go past at your own pace. There's not a, you know, do it fast, do it slow. It doesn't matter. The pace is yours. The second is, if you can't get past, then whether you're talking to clergy, whether you're talking to a mental health professional, as Tony said, sometimes just talking about it helps process it and helps your brain kind of wrap itself around it and crystallize it.
All right. That'll be the final word.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.